Morning, good day, good morning to everyone.
Good afternoon.
I think everyone can see us and everyone can hear us.
Yeah, I hope so too.
I would like to ask our guest to write something in the chat if the sound is okay, if the picture is okay. We have today we will have both the PowerPoint presentation, discussion, and also we have some we have prepared some practical part. So we will
Hello,
have
Oliver.
we would have assembling. But wait a minute, I have to switch on a sound on another device. Not possible. I think it is possible. So now it should be better. So also I would like to introduce to you Ala. Ala is our customer service manager, and Ala has joined us today to ask curious questions on the AquaPoint. Maybe Ala could introduce also, maybe you will tell what are the areas, what are you responsible for? I think it would be useful.
Yeah, this is nice you have joined us today. This is the first Friday meeting with me, like this day. I know like a couple of, like many customers are mine from the list, so thank you for joining. At last you can see me. Yes, I'm responsible for like Scandinavian countries mostly, like in the majority of cases. So yes, some customers they know me, like in writing, but they haven't seen me yet. So nice. This is nice you can see me.
Good. Good. So today's topic is AquaPoint, is our, I would say this is a small filter, and it looks like it's not an important product on the first sight. But today we will introduce together with Alla this product to you to show that this is a small but important part of the water treatment system. So as usual, I will share my screen and I will show few pictures just to start. So today we will talk on the AquaPoint. Yes. Today we will talk on the AquaPoint filter. Let me share the screen. Yes. So now you have to see the screen. So the AquaPoint filter is we call it two-stage multifunctional filter, and by two-stage basically we mean that.
Oui, bonjour monsieur.
By two-stage, I would like to ask
Interner de nouveau.
To mute the microphone. And just.
C'est de nouveau la même chose qu'avant.
Peter, can we ask you to mute the microphone? Otherwise, we will talk in French.
Also, yeah, it's muted. It's muted.
So by two-stage, we mean that it has the two big blue housings mounted on a frame, and it can be these big blue housings can be connected in various configurations, and this is what we would explain today. Also, it is very convenient solution. The AquaPoint is a very convenient solution to be connected to softeners, and also it have at least 6 filtration options. It depends on the water quality and on the water filtration system you are designing, but you can apply a variety of cartridges. I would say at least 6 filtration options you have, and also it is designed to be mounted, conveniently mounted on the wall or on the floor. This is also a very on the first on the first look, it's a very simple thing, but if we look at the materials that are now used to build a house, sometimes it is wood, carton, or plastic board, where you cannot actually easily mount the filtration system. So the AquaPoint is done with the thoughts on how to make a life of the technicians and the engineers easier. So this is the general idea, and just few pictures. So when I say that it has various connection options, I mean that the filter is delivered disassembled. So it is, I would say, this is a Lego style or IKEA style. So you open the box. We will do it in the end of our talk. You open the box and you connect the housings in the way that is convenient to you. So this is a very flexible product. And then we call this way of connection, we call in sequence, when you have one filter just after another and they are made in sequence, or you can make parallel connection. And the parallel connection can be used also for different applications. We will talk later, but this way, this connection we call parallel. And today we will use these two terms, in sequence and in parallel, to describe these two ways of connection. And of course, we will talk on the type of the connections when it is used separately and when it is used in the combination of with the combination of various products. And I would like, at this point, I would like to jump to the questions from Alla, and we will be back to the presentations while we will discuss the questions. I think it would be much more convenient for everyone.
Thank you, Rusty, for the prompt introduction. So to start with, I would like to ask you, what was exactly the idea of the AquaPoint product?
So when we, I believe that everyone knows what is the big blue housings filter for. So normally almost all filtration units, filtration systems, they start with the big blue housings as a sediment filter. And when we look, first of all, when we looked at the modern houses, like in the room we are now, I will show it. So, for example, in this room we have a wall. This is a modern material, but this is a kind of carton, and or it could be called plastic board, or it can be wood. And when you try to mount a bracket of big blue housings, first of all, it's quite complicated job. So first you have to go to DIY store and build a special tools to do it. And when you done it, you say, I finished. But you would have some surprises after 6 months or after a year. So after several replacement of cartridges, the bracket, when you switch, when you turn, when you try to change the cartridges, and I tightened the housings, you discover that the bracket is already outside the wall, so it is detached. And we decided to make a filter that is standing on the floor, and you can easily fix it to the wall if you want, but it is not necessary. So this is the first idea, that just to make life easier and to install a filter in a houses like with the walls I have shown. So this is the first idea. Also, the second idea is when people do the construction, very often they hide pipes inside the walls. And when they finish the construction, then they think, I need a filter, but the pipes are already hidden in the wall and no one do not want to destroy. So our idea is, I go back to the presentation. So our idea was that when you do the construction, you install the AquaPoint. And when you finish the construction and you want to install a main filter, a softener, or a commix unit, the AquaPoint has already the connection options for the softener or Ecomix unit. And this is very, very easy because when you do the construction, there is a lot of mess around, a lot of building materials, a lot of dust. And normally customers do not want to bring expensive goods at that time. AquaPoint is a basic one, not an expensive product. So these are two ideas.
Okay.
And then, yeah, and now we are presenting it.
Okay. Thank you. That was my second question. Is AquaPoint like usually sold separately or in a combination with other systems and filters, like in the majority of cases?
Well, in the majority of cases, it is sold in combination with filters. Because basically AquaPoint is a pre-filtration and post-filtration unit. There are some few cases where AquaPoint can be sold as a separate filter. For example, the summer houses, where people are living from time to time during 1 month or 2 months, like in Scandinavian countries. The summer houses are very popular. And very often there is some iron in the water. Sometimes there is a bad smell of hydrogen sulfate, and people are not really want to invest in the softener because softener have to be regenerated like once a week or once in 10 days, but they're living there only for 2 months. But still, they want to have more or less good water. And this is the very case where AquaPoint can be used with a variety of cartridges, with which I believe we will talk a little later. Yeah, but basically it is sold in a combination with various filtration units.
Okay, thank you. So one more question, like, is it used only for pre-filtration, or in some cases it can be used like independently and the water can be drinkable after that, or it depends on a region, on a country, on what?
So basically this is not a drinking water filter. Yeah, so this is the filter. When we are talking about the drinking water filters, basically we recommend reverse osmosis units. Like the pure line, the standard line, or other types of reverse osmosis units that are installed in the kitchen and provide the water for drinking purposes. So AquaPoint is the whole house filter that removes certain components from the water, like sediments, like chlorine, like H2S, the H2S that cause the smell of rotten eggs, iron, maybe some color. So these are the problems that AquaPoint solves, but this is not the water that you can drink directly.
Okay, it just removes like bigger parts of particles from the water, right?
Yeah, particles and some contaminants.
Okay. In addition, so AquaPoint can be used for both like tap water and well water as well. Like both variants are possible for the AquaPoint.
Yeah,
Correct?
but when we designed AquaPoint, basically we thought about the well water. Because in the majority of the cases, the most popular combination and application for AquaPoint is the removal of hydrogen sulfate. So we have, for example, in Ukraine and in many European countries, the typical water problem is iron, hardness, and hydrogen sulfate. And AquaPoint and Ecomix unit is the best solution for this. I will again jump to this slide of my presentation. So basically, this is the most popular application when we have the AquaPoint and Ecomix unit. So in the first housing, we have the sediment filter. And then the water, if you would follow the waterway, so this is the water in, it goes to the first stage, and this is the sediment filter. And then after the sediment filter, the water goes to the Ecomix unit, where iron hardness is removed. And then the water goes out from the Ecomix unit, and it enters the second housings of AquaPoint with the Centaur carbon that removes hydrogen sulfate, and then you have quite a compact and reasonable in price solution to provide very nice quality of water to the house. So this is basically, this was made for the tap water. But also what we see now, that many companies, they use AquaPoint also for tap water. When, for example, when we have the restaurants, when we have cafes, when we install robust units, many companies put AquaPoint just before the robust, and then they do all the filtration in the kitchen or in the bar. So you can go both. You can go well water and also tap water.
Okay, clear. So if a customer decides like to buy an AquaPoint, like in addition to a robust or softener, so he also needs some tests for the water analysis for AquaPoint as well, right? Do I need, and what kind of test?
Well, basically, when we install a filtration system to the well water, everyone requires a water test. So this is the rule, because you never know what is the water quality in the well. Even if you install a simple filter like AquaPoint, you have to do a water test, because when an end customer contacts us, or which normally does not happen, normally the end customer contacts our dealer and ask for water filtration. So they contact us as a water experts, and to provide a solution, we have to know what we have to solve. This is important. So the water tests show to the dealer, show to us what are the problems to be solved. Yeah, what are the contaminants to be removed. And when you see, and then you look at the water test, and then you look, is it a house, or it's a hotel, or it's a restaurant, and then you come up with the solution. Yeah, you can say that we would implement this solution in 2 steps. While you do construction, we would put you the AquaPoint as a basic filter. But we know what is the water quality, and we already, before the first step, we suggest you the complete scheme, but we say this is what we install you now, and this is what we install you when you would finish the construction, and the construction engineers would leave your house. Then you would bring then you would bring softener or a commix unit or a robust unit, and then you would do already the piping. So the water test for well water is compulsory. For the tap water, normally everyone knows what is the water quality in towns, in the cities. So normally for tap water, dealers do not do the water tests. So they apply to the statistics and to their experience.
Okay. I just wanted to add while I'm asking the questions, so if any other questions appears like in our customer, they can ask them and we can stop and answer that questions first, right? Like,
yeah, we can also ask who has already I don't know, used, installed, or are going to install the AquaPoint. Let's ask who has already installed the AquaPoint, or who has the AquaPoint in their showrooms.
yes.
You may send us plus, or I don't know, some signs.
Some words. Okay, so let me know, like firstly, so AquaPoint, does it goes assembled with cartridges or it goes without any?
This is a tricky question because all Ecosoft products are equipped with the cartridges or filtration elements, but AquaPoint. So AquaPoint is supplied separately, not separately, it's supplied empty with no cartridges. And we have a very long discussion if it should go with cartridges or without. And finally, we decided that for the flexibility, we would deliver it empty, and then a dealer has a bunch of cartridges on his stock, and he will pick those ones that a particular site requires.
It depends on the water quality.
Right? It depends on the water quality, exactly. So AquaPoint is delivered without cartridges. This
So
is
yes, and I have answered my question. So how do we select like cartridges?
yeah. First, so today we have first we have a variety of cartridges you may see now on the screen. So we have the sediment filter. So this one is the dual gradient cartridge with the extended lifetime. So this is very popular cartridge. So also this one also is the most popular is the GAC cut with the Centaur carbon to reduce the H2S. And it also reduces some iron. So this is a very popular cartridge that you can source from us. And this is very this is the top seller or the best seller among all cartridges we have. Also, we have the two types of the activated carbon cartridges. So the CTO, that actually a combination of sediment filtration and activated carbon filtration. This is the ideal solution for the tap water because it reduces both sediments and chlorine. And also we have the GAC, the granular activated carbon, that is very good for removal of color and removal of chlorine. So, for example, for the tap water, this would work as a very good combination for the European and in particular for Scandinavian countries. This combination would work the best.
Yes, it does.
And the last, but not the least, is the Ferromix cartridge. Sorry, Ferromix cartridge that reduce iron in the water from the water. So it has a combination of medias inside, and it is very good solution for the summer houses. And or as a pre-filtration for the domestic ROs. For example, if there is a house with some iron and you are going to install a robust unit or a residential RO, so this would be a very nice choice for the AquaPoint to reduce the iron to make the filter operating quite a long time. So this is also a very nice cartridge.
Okay, thank you, Rusty. So, and in the addition, so how often all the customers has to change cartridges, or it depends on a region, on the water quality, on what it depends?
So first of all, before answering this question, I would like to jump to our catalog. So this is our catalog that is available at it is available here. I will show it right now.
On our website.
In our website, yeah, we are working a lot on our website. So I always try to show our website because it has a lot of innovations. Like every week we have something new. So now the catalog is just here. So it is on the very first page. So you may download the catalog, and then when you open it on the page 109, so with the replacement filters, you would find all the filters I have just shown. You will find them here.
Thank you.
And what is just to answer your question, how often to replace? So also there is the capacity. For example, the GAC, the big blue GAC has a 60 cubes of water before removal. This is the capacity on the chlorine removal. So we recommend to replace the cartridges based on time.
Mm-hmm.
So we suggest to change it at least twice a year. Because all the cartridges I have shown, they are not washable. So there is no regeneration. So they just consume the contaminants. And it's nice to replace them every 6 months at least to keep them fresh and to keep the water quality high. So this is important. Or you replace them by volume.
Okay, so you have to follow the volume.
Sorry?
You have to follow the volume.
Yeah,
so if it exceeded, so it's better to change it even more often, or?
Yeah. Sometimes you have to replace them more often. If a general rule, like from the experience, normally these kind of cartridges are replaced within the range of 3 to 6 months. So 3 to 6 months, this is a reasonable replacement sequence, replacement frequency of these cartridges. So we have, this is the capacity for the GAC, and then we have the capacity for the CTO. So we have the values here. So these are the small ones. This is not from this presentation. The Ferromix. The Ferromix has quite a small capacity because iron is quite a hard contaminant to be removed. But it's also important to mention here that inside, this is not just iron removal media. Inside, we have a combination of iron removal, pH adjustment to make the iron removal effective. So this is a very nice and I would say tested combination of medias, and we are producing these cartridge with this one particular more than 5 years, and this is also one of the best sellers in our product range. But the best seller, the leader is this one, the GAC CAT, catalytical granular activated carbon, to reduce the H2S. So this is the best application, is to sell it with Ecomix softeners just as a final filtration stage. And we have the stream wound, but I would like to draw attention to this one. So the dual gradient cartridge has a very high capacity, so it's 240 cubes of water treated. So it is more expensive than a regular polypropylene cartridge, but the capacity we can compare basically. So this one has 240 cubes, and this one, what we say here, is 80. So this is a very big difference, and this is really worth buying this one because it's really more cost effective. So this is the overview of the cartridges and the variety of cartridges you may select.
Okay, so that was the idea why AquaPoint is sold without cartridges. So it gives like lots of ways and opportunities to satisfy the customers, like, and the end users with the quality.
Yeah, exactly. Because we, when we try to do some combinations, there is an endless amount of combinations of AquaPoint and cartridges, and finally we have stopped on the empty AquaPoint because this is the best. This is the best.
Yeah, we had like old products, so like it's out of production already. So to continue, I would like to ask you also about like working pressure for the AquaPoint, like what limits are for AquaPoint, and also from Scandinavian countries, I have received some requests, like they have like high pressure water. So if the water pressure is not within limits, like out of the limits, what happens, and how do we proceed?
Yeah, the limits, the pressure limits, or the pressure range is standard. This from 2 to 6 bar. This is the operating pressure. Yeah, when you have more than 6 bar, we suggest to install a pressure reducer, just to make the whole water treatment.
Pressure reducer works for each pressure, like even for the highest, like for 8, 9 bars.
Yeah, normally the pressure reducer is there are 2 types of pressure reducers. So there is a regular one. For the regular ones, the maximum pressure is 15 bar.
Oh, okay. It has.
So if you are below 15 bar, then you just adjust the pressure. And also there are pressure reducers with the maximum 25 bar. So this is
no problem.
Also, I would like just to catch this question on the pressure, maybe to extend it a little bit, because pressure is also used as an indicator to replace cartridges. So when a filter accumulate contaminants, the pressure is going down after the AquaPoint. So this is called pressure difference. And in many cases, our dealers, they install a pressure gauge before AquaPoint and after AquaPoint. And let's say there is a pressure of 5 bar before AquaPoint, and when you install a fresh new cartridges, the pressure after AquaPoint would be also around 5 bar. So when the pressure difference reach 1 bar, so you have 5 bar and then you have 4 bar after AquaPoint, then it is a time to think about the replacement. This 1 bar pressure difference is the signal to change the cartridges. And in previous models of AquaPoint, we used to install the pressure gauges, but now we refuse to do it because not in every case our dealers install the pressure gauges, but they cost some euros.
And now, it influences price, like the final price.
Yeah, but now we provide a reasonable price for AquaPoint, and when a dealer wants to equip the system with the pressure gauges, he do it on his own, and he knows what kind of pressure gauges he use. He is okay with pricing, and also it adds more flexibility to the product and makes the product more popular. What we see now in European countries.
Okay, thank you. Gabriel, just like let me ask you, if I, like, for example, have already installed like AquaPoint, like in a house or somewhere, so, and then I decided that I need like softener or robust system or any other like reverse osmosis system, is it possible to install it afterwards the AquaPoint has been installed?
Yes, so this is the main. This was one of the ideas why we decided to make this product. I will again jump to the presentation. So when you do the construction, you install the AquaPoint, and when you know that in the future you will have softener, you may already install it in the parallel connection and leave it until you will buy a softener. So as soon as you buy a softener, you will invite your...
Just one clarification. Yeah. So if we install it like in sequence, so the softener can be additionally...
No, it can be also installed, but in this case you will have to unscrew the screws, and then to remake a little bit the piping. It is also possible. I would say it is medium level complication, but if you know, but if you know that you will buy a software later, mainly you know this from a dealer, from the water expert. He will tell you, Alla, you will require a Ecomix unit because you have a lot of iron, and we will bring it to you afterwards. But when we install the AquaPoint, he will install it already in this way. So we will show it in the end of our Friday talk. We have the AquaPoint here, so I will show it how to make it. So he will mount the housings like this, and after, I don't know, 6 months or 3 months, depends on you, when you buy a Ecomix unit, he will just disconnect this pipe that is going to be here, connect with the flexible hoses, the softener. The job will be finished within, I don't know, 1 or 2 hours, and you will have not only purified water but also softened purified water, and it's very easy. So this is what was designed for this. This is what you have asked.
Okay. Just in case you can add, how so can we use AquaPoint for commercial osmosis systems, or
basically I will go down with this presentation and I will open it like this. So let's start from your question, from the commercial ROS. The answer to your question is yes. We recommend to use AquaPoint as a pre-filtration and also as a post-filtration for the commercial ROS. So let's look at this closer. So when you have a tap water before the commercial RO, you may install AquaPoint before the RO in sequence with the dual gradient cartridge and also with the CTO. So if you have these products, if you have a MO 5000, 600, 6500, 10,000 and 12,000, so basically with one or two 40-40 membrane elements, so you can select these two cartridges. So the dual gradient would reduce the sediments, the turbidity. This one would reduce the chlorine, and this would be a very good prefiltration for the tap for the commercial RO when you have a, I would say, good quality tap water before RO. Also, you may use AquaPoint as a post filtration. You can also we also supply the calcite cartridges to increase the pH, because normally the pH of water after commercial RO can be a little bit less than 6, so it can be from 5 to 6 units. And then when you want to increase the pH, you may go for the calcite cartridge and CTO cartridge installed also in sequence in AquaPoint. So this is what is recommended. Also, I would like to extend a little bit your question. So we have the new models. That is a more 20,000 and a more 30,000 that are these two commercial ROs. They are built without sediment filter. So in this case, a dealer have to install a sediment filter before these units, and in this case, you may go for a dual gradient cartridge and polypropylene cartridge in sequence with AquaPoint. So every time you or a dealer sells this one of these two units, AquaPoint is highly recommended as a prefiltration. And also you can use it as a filtration, as a post filtration for pH correction and smell and odor correction of water if you have a tank, for example. So the CTO is also very useful after RO.
Okay, Rusty, let me add something to this question, and then we will answer the question of the guest. So AquaPoint basically can be used either as pre-filtration or post-filtration, or in both, like in the pre and post.
You can also supply two AquaPoints units. One as a pre-filtration. You will have two-stage pre-filtration, and another AquaPoint would be a post-filtration, also two-stage post-filtration.
Okay, so you choose the correct cartridges, and then the water will be like perfect quality, correct, right?
Yeah.
After that, okay. So we have a question from a guest.
The frame is made of steel. So this is steel with powder coated painting. So this is the frame. This is a part of the frame which we will assemble, I believe, in few moments. So it's a high quality powder painting.
Okay. So, Rusty, let's proceed to packaging. So let me ask you, how do we receive AquaPoint exactly? Is it like disassembled, and why?
Yeah, I will take a few seconds pause. So I will jump to a second camera, and we will show how it is delivered. Подключимся. А я звук тут выключаю. Now you can hear me.
Yep.
So I will do it like this. So and you see the packaging.
Yes, we see it.
Okay. So when you order AquaPoint, you get it in the box. you get it in the box, and inside the box, when you unpack it, so we have already unpacked it, you have the frame, so 2 pieces. Then you have the screwdriver are not included. So we will come back later. And then you have a bracket with some convenient holes. I will explain why we need them. We have the screws for the housings. Then we have the screws to assemble it. We will do it. Arrange. Then we have the connection union. And then we have the Teflon tape. Of course, we have the big housings. These ones in gray color. I will keep them here because we will need them a little later. And of course, there is a manual in Lego style. So everyone who likes to or liked in the childhood to build something of Lego bricks, this is a similar story. So I will assemble it, and we can actually measure a time that is needed for me to assemble the AquaPoint. So basically, what we need a screwdriver, and also we need another screwdriver with a range nut for the big blue housings. So basically, first we connect the bracket. Ala, you will tell me how many minutes I will.
Okay.
It will take me to.
I have a timer on.
To assemble.
So now you are doing like
because we have already some questions from our customers why it is delivered disassembled.
Yes,
because before it was. Can you switch on the sound here, because I don't hear Ala.
Mm-hmm. Now
So
you're connecting it like in parallel or in sequence?
2 screws are done.
Oh, it's something with the sound. Can you hear me, Rusty?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes.
So the big bracket is connected already.
Okay.
So then we turn it upside down and connect these two plates just to make it more robust.
So basically it goes like disassembled for the convenience to install it either on wall or either on floor.
Yeah, how we come to the idea that it is disassembled, because we were discussing if the housings should be installed in sequence or in parallel. And then when we talk to colleagues, to our customers, so there is like 50-50. Some dealers install the AquaPoint in the sequence, in sequence, the housings, some of them install them in parallel, and then we never know. So we decided we will deliver it in the IKEA style because it also saves space during the transportation. This is also important. When we deliver goods, we also have to think about the space that the product requires for transportation and the product requires for the storage. So I'm almost finished. So now it is assembled. So the frame is done. And then we have the housings. And then at this point, we have to decide what way we go. So if we install the big blue like this in sequence from right to left, or we can also mount in this way from left to right. It depends how the pipes are connected in your house. Also, we may go in parallel. And also we have variations in parallel because it depends on the dealer how he would arrange the pipings. So I will install it in parallel.
Okay, so it has like many ways of installation, so it makes like easier for the end customer to satisfy all the requirements, you know?
Yeah, it has a variety. This is what I have started with. It has a variety of connections. And the second one. It also depends how you will arrange the pipings. It depends what would be the direction of the flow. So I have now. You can tell me how many minutes.
Oh, it's almost 5 minutes, even less.
maybe you will require a little bit more. I would say up to 10 minutes you will need. Also, I would like to draw the attention that it has legs. So it has the legs with the regulation. It is important when the floor is not horizontal 100%. You may balance it on the floor, and then what you do, you just put it next to the wall. Put next to the wall, and many of our customers don't even connect it to the wall. They just leave it as it is, and they do the piping. And if you would pay attention here, we have some space that is enough for the pipings to go up, to go down, and then you save a lot of space. And then finally it looks, if we look at it from this perspective, it looks much better in comparison to the single big blue housings that is just hanging on the wall. So it looks nice. This is what, when we talk to our dealers and ask them, why do you like AquaPoint? First, what they say, well, this is a sediment filter that looks nice. Because normal dealers like to do nice installation. And then, of course, we have a range. Let me finish. So then we put the housings. And we have a place for the range, and now it is finished. If you are patient enough, you will do the labeling also in front. So now we can start to connect AquaPoint to the water distribution system, to connect the inlet, outlet. But basically, the assembling is done. So I switch to the computer. Yes.
Yes. Yes, nice. So, but anyway, if like the customer wants to hang it on a wall, it is possible. It depends on the quality of the wall, right? Like if it wants, it's possible both ways. To put it on the floor.
Can you ask the question again, because I didn't catch the beginning of the question.
Yes. So they will be it is available. It is possible to put it either on the floor or to hang it on a wall. If the customer like wants to hang it on a wall, it can be drilled.
Yes, I will also show you some slides from our presentation. There are some cases like this one, when you don't have space on the floor. Yeah, you can also hang it on the wall. It has quite a thick bracket. It is designed to be hung on the wall. So this is possible. And when the wall is made of concrete or made of bricks and it is strong enough, then you can go also this way.
If it's not strong enough, it can fall down or like it can damage the wall. Right?
It can damage the wall. So if the wall, like in this room, is made of carton, it is very nice. It looks nice. It is very fast in construction, but it is not Big Blue friendly, I would say. It is AquaPoint friendly.
I have a question from a guest.
No, we do not have brass inserts in our housings because we don't like brass inserts in the Big Blue housings, because very often when you screw in the connection, the brass inserts can be broken and then you have a leakage. So we prefer to buy high quality Big Blue housings with a good plastic of the head, and it is BSPT thread. And then when you use either plastic thread or you use metal thread, you can go two ways. And then the connection, in our experience, so it is not even our opinion, this is our experience, that it is better to go without brass inserts in the Big Blue housings. And what is your experience? The question to Emil is yes. If we have, I think we have some more questions, because I see that somebody is typing. But anyway, if we have any more questions, we can. We will wait. Alad, do you have more questions, please?
Yes, I will think about it like after answered our guest question.
Well, I would install AquaPoint at that stage of construction when the piping is when the pipe system is arranged. So when you have the pipe that is entered to the house and you do the water distribution system, this is the very time to mount AquaPoint. So you connect it to the water distribution system just on the inlet, and well, in my opinion, it is recommended in all cases, because anyway you would have to install a sediment filter. Yeah, the sediment filter is required to connect to protect at least the faucets from the sun, from the sand, from some particles. And even if the water would be very good and you would not install a softener, I would definitely recommend you to install an AquaPoint, just to protect all the water distribution system, the sanitary equipment, the faucets from the solids.
So basically, you have to think like beforehand, at the beginning of the like how making a house, like constructions and stuff, where to place it, and in order to make
you have to consider It is true. You have to consider the water filtration before you start the construction. This is the ideal case. A very good case that many plumbers who do the pipings, they already know that the water filtration should be in the house. It could be a basic water filtration like AquaPoint, or it could be advanced water filtration like EcoMix units or commercial RO units, but the water filtration should be in the house. There is one more question. Is it possible? Yes. So the answer to your question, yes. And the big idea of the AquaPoint is that the water filtration would be connected to AquaPoint. You have the connection in place in AquaPoint for the water softener or other filtration units. So the answer to your question, yes, it is possible after.
Yes, this is one of the reasons why it is like so disassembled. Okay,
yeah,
so
this is yeah.
I don't have like more questions, just in case. Like let us ask our guests. Maybe they have some questions after the conversation and presentation.
Yeah, it would be also, Olaf, first of all, thank you for very nice questions. My congratulations on the first visit of the Friday talks. I believe we will talk to you on the next ones. Also, I want to tell to everyone that you may share this video. I will again jump to our web page because it is
to show where exactly all the videos are.
So this is Ecosoft.com webpage, and if you will browse down a little bit, so this is the Friday talks, and then you would have this video downloaded, I think, on Monday or in the end of the day today, and then you may either see this video again, or you may also share this video with your colleagues inside your company, just to make your colleagues aware of the solution we provide here. So feel free also to suggest the topics for the next speeches or talks. It is always nice to know your interest, and for us it is twice more useful and twice more interesting to prepare the topics that both we and you are interested in. So don't hesitate, feel free to tell your opinions, to tell your recommendations.
Yes, because so it's important to provide like the information which is needed and in demand.
So we are already almost 60 minutes online. So at this point, I think we have to say thank you to everyone for your time. Thank you for your patience, for your questions, and have a great end of the day, and have a great evening, weekends, and see you on the next Friday talk.
Yes, thank you too. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, bye. Bye.
Bye.